Hey y'all, welcome to the Moving with Millennials podcast with your favorite millennial realtors.
We are 4 top producing agents in the DFW area, and we are ready to share the good, bad, and the real life of real estate.
Whether you're thinking about getting into real estate, already an agent, or just curious about what your agent really does, join us.
Tune in every Wednesday to see what it's really like to be on this side of the transaction.
Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Moving with Millennials. Today we're talking all things curb appeal and how to just give your landscaping a fresh boost.
Yes.
It's what's on the outside that matters.
Yeah. And it really is true. I mean, curb appeal is not only like what your neighbors see and everyone else sees walking up, but like buyers walking up. That's the first impression. So
it's also the first impression for an appraiser, you know, so it's like same thing, like a well-maintained outside is just going to help you for your valuation. Yeah, so I mean, it's super important.
Yeah, and not just landscaping, but also like your doors, your light fixtures.
All the things.
If your house is clean, I mean, you can power wash it in the spring.
So we'll jump into all those.
Yeah, for sure. Especially right now, spring is here. So, like, I feel like wintertime, especially in Dallas, like, you're like, whatever, I've got dead grass, like, ice is happening. So now that it's spring, like, I know we've already started doing some things to our front. We just want to, it's just, it's renewal.
Everyone's outside.
At the front.
Yes.
So,
it's new.
Well, I guess by the time this one airs, but today is a few weeks past, but we're getting our grass mowed for the first time today. So, spring is here.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Pop my Zyrtec really fast.
I know.
Right? That's how you know. So the first tip we'll give you guys is super easy. And most of these you could probably do like under $100. So super easy. The first thing is just painting your front door. Like, it doesn't have to be, I don't even think, like a crazy color. I know people love the blues. Jake might have a better idea on what's really popular right now.
So black is the most common front door color, and I think it was willow that we don't really talk about, but they did a study a couple years ago that homes with black front doors also sell faster. So that's again, it's a couple years old, so take it with a grain of a little bit of salt, but black is, and it's stylish with almost like any style of home, so I think it's really pretty.
Jake, you would know this, but if your door's stained, so our door is stained, during the spring, should we like wash it and like reseal it, or what's the deal for if someone has a stained door?
So you can have different types of wood doors. You can actually have like what's called like a hollow light wood front door, which just means there's basically like a small wood veneer on the outside, and the inside can be steel or some other sort of like fabricated metal. So if you have that, you don't really want to sand it down and restain it, because you're eventually going to go through that veneer. If you have a solid hardwood door, depending on which direction your house faces, you may or may not need to restain it every year. Sometimes it's just, there's like wood conditioner you can put on it and things like that. Cool. So if you have a wood stained front door, there's still going to be some maintenance. Make sure you give it a good, nice clean with like, you can even do it with just like a sponge and like dish soap. It's really mild. And then if you notice like dry spots in the wood, then a wood conditioner is fantastic.
Yeah, we're definitely due for a stain. I mean, our house, the way that it faces, we face, I forgot what direction, but the sun does hit it directly for half the day. So we were like, before baby gets here too, we don't want her to think like we want her to.
Goodness.
We don't want her to see an unstained
fresh
door.
I think that's also.
Ryan's all on about that right now.
That is
really
so cute.
That's so silly, but so cute.
He's got his yard already green, so Chandler doesn't think we have brown grass.
Yeah,
that's so funny.
I think that's also a good time to update your front door hardware. So if you've got like dated 80s brass, or even if you just have something that's just kind of like a little outdated. I kind of am like a big fan of like all of your like outside hardware coordinating. It doesn't have to match your interior color of hardware. But like if you've got, sometimes, people have like a front facing garage and it'll have like a little bit of hardware on it. If that's black, then your lighting should be black and your front door hardware should be black. All that should coordinate. And two, it's like a good time to add like electronic, like one of the keypad things. Because that's something too that as a first kind of step up, even like, a lot of my clients, even though they've been around for years, they're all like, oh, that's cool. Like I still have clients that comment on that. So that's another kind of thing for curb appeal that I think is pretty cool. Like on the door? Yeah, like the little keypad.
Yeah.
We have that, and that's all we use. We don't even have a key.
Yeah, we're about to get one of those. Yeah. It's so convenient.
I just had I had a buyer that the listing, when they sold, they're like, we literally don't even have a key for it anymore.
Same. I've had a couple sellers.
I'm like, what do I hand over? I'm like, a little piece of paper with the bad number.
And instructions on how to change it.
Yeah.
Pretty much,
I've had 2 different
or the buyer
sellers.
can just change it out,
That's what's made me want a keypad on my door.
Yeah.
Because both of the listings I've had lately, I'm like, this is so much easier. That way I don't have to give copies of keys to like my family. Like they can just...
Well, we have each family member, like our best friends have a number, then our parents have a number, so we know who logs in, like who's going into the house too, which is nice.
Yeah, you can have different ones.
Yeah. Okay, what's our next tip?
I saw that, we talked about fixtures, but this is a good time to update them if you haven't done it. Clean them out. I know that bugs and stuff get in them.
Even around
especially
like the
in
door
Texas.
frame. Yeah.
Like wasp nests. You've got
and coach lights is awful.
Yeah, coach lights always have like the cobwebs and stuff. So yeah, actually one of the things I was going to bring up is cleaning and pressure washing. So like that could be part of it, is like pressure washing even like the brick and stone and kind of just cleaning it off. Especially we just came through rainy season, so a lot of rain like hits mud and bounces back up onto the house. So that can really freshen up. And then for us, our driveway is always needing a good power wash.
It's so satisfying watching
the power washing videos.
It's so cool.
Too, like if you have, so depending on which type of home you have, so homes can have like all siding. And so same thing, that's really important to pressure wash it as well. But even if you're a brick and stone brick and stone house, you may think like it's not as big of a deal, but stone is really porous, so it can eventually stain and kind of change colors. So power washing it really does help.
Even back patios and porches. I mean, we think from the street you're looking at this house, right? But people are probably seeing your house from the back too. So making sure you're cleaning the back of it. And that leads us into the next one. It says make inviting seating areas. So having that inviting area, especially if you are thinking about selling, you want this home to be somewhere where people want to sit down and stay for a long time because they see themselves living there.
Especially if you have like a beautiful front porch. I
that's
love
my favorite thing to sit at. 2 rocking chairs and a little side table.
Add a little,
you can sit out and have sweet tea, and you know, it just kind of creates that
Together.
scene.
Yeah, for sure. And then another tip we got here is replacing the mailbox. I mean, especially if you have the mailbox, like we have cluster mailboxes, but I've seen some houses where it's like the mailbox. I mean, they have so many cute mailboxes too. And I'm not saying replace it and put like, I don't know, you could do like all sorts of fun things, but like just freshen it up with a good new mailbox.
Well, and even ours is that stone that matches the house, so pressure washing that. Like, so like people think like, oh, I'll clean my house, like you said, Mariana, but turn around and clean the mailboxes as well.
Which I think, and too, like a lot of times, like if you're in an HOA, you can't change your mailbox. So I think with that, it's
true.
making sure that if there is a part that's painted, just making sure that the paint is, a fresh coat that's nice and clean for the year, or for spring and summer. So I think that's just really important as well.
Yeah. Sure. The next one is displaying house numbers, and you could even do this with the house numbers on your actual house. Like replace the modern numbers.
I've seen so many really cool ones lately. Really. One of my clients put one where it was like the numbers were like in front, and then there was like a wood panel behind it, and then the entire thing was LED lit, and I was like, it was so cool.
It really looks.
In Rocky Creek, we did like a wooden planter box and then did like the 901 on it, and it was just so like a fun project to do, but then also it made the house look so much different. It's crazy how nice the letter or even just the numbers they can change a house.
It's crazy. Kind of like fixtures.
Not only is it important for it to look pretty, but also if there was like an emergency and they cannot find your house number, it's like really difficult. So it's like you want to make sure that you have a really good house number, is because if it's not visible and there's a fire, or that you've called 911 because someone's having a heart attack or something, if they can't find your house number, that just delays how quickly they can get to help you. That's really important.
That's a great point, and that's where when we moved in, we had a company come by and they did it on the curb, and like I think we did like a Texas Rangers theme or something, of course, because of Ryan. But it's like those are like important, like keeping those fresh for safety.
They fade.
I'm surprised yours wasn't like the number and then like the little frame from like the friend's door. Yeah, the frame around the
trust
people.
Me, I totally.
The little gold frame.
Cute. We do have our welcome mat, which I think we'll talk about like the entryways. But like we have a welcome mat right now that says Friends, and it's the Friends like logo. Welcome. So, we have some of that.
Yeah.
But yes.
The next tip is to start. Right now is a good time to getting your grass ready. So we hired a company this year to just like irrigate it, to make sure that we're fertilizing it. That way, especially HOAs, our HOA nails us if we have one weed in our yard. So right now is a good time to like go and either do it yourself or hire a company to take care of your grass.
I'm going to take a quick pause to say that I'm so thankful I live in a condo. But I actually don't have to worry about any of this anymore. Like, obviously, like, I came from a sizable, nice, comfortable home that we had to worry about this every year. Now I'm just kind of like suddenly realizing quite a bit of it, and then some of it we would do, and like I just don't really like exterior work because I really do have such bad allergies, and I just don't like sweating and getting bit by mosquitoes.
Brian would absolutely kill me if I hired someone to touch his yard.
Same.
Or
Pat's gone so long that it's like I don't like have the time to do it when he's gone. So we just
honestly,
I
think there's no shame in it. Like he doesn't know it yet, but we have someone coming to. I'm gonna get someone out to clean out the
gutters.
Yeah. Well, no, he's
the
got
chimney,
the chimney.
Yay!
He's gonna be pissed, but he's gonna go, no, that's I could do it, and like
but you haven't. So you haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
No, but planning for that during the spring will help your lawn look fresh and better from the street.
Yes.
Long term.
And like you said, now is kind of that time. I don't know much about maintaining yards or anything, but obviously you can hire someone out. But Brian's already out there. What do you call it?
Fertilize and
irrigating.
No, not irrigate.
He
aerate.
Aerated it, but he also did something. He called it something else where he like chopped it real low. I don't know. He cut it real low.
Gave it a buzz cut.
Yeah, give it a cut, and it helps bring that green grass through all the dry, dead grass.
They've treated ours twice, and then today we're getting it mowed. But I know, like, it's extensive. Mm-hmm. Like, the things you have to do to get your grass well and Pat, like,
it takes a while.
He ripped up they tried charging us $150, and Pat was like, they're not going to charge us for the 2 weeds.
Who did? Oh,
our
the
HOA.
Oh my gosh,
we haven't treated it yet.
I'm
like,
crazy.
But that leads us into the entryway, like you were saying. So, getting a new mat, or
putting chairs on your porch.
So I'm getting new chairs for the porch, but one thing that I have no shame in that I did last year that I would have killed myself for before is I put fake flowers in our
I love fake flowers.
Like
that's
entryway
awesome.
Because during the fall I was like, this is like they're all dying, so I went to Hobby Lobby I think and got fake flowers. I was obsessed. I literally didn't have to touch them for 3 months. I'm doing that this summer.
I'm gonna give y'all an update. So I don't think she listens, so I can say this. But I have a friend who has a very well-known, reputable interior design firm in Dallas. They do work all over the United States, and I also think internationally now. Her home has been in, like, D Magazine. I mean, it's, like, immaculate. It's gorgeous perfection. They have window boxes on the exterior of her home, and she does fake flowers, and they just come. She has them professionally done. But they change them out like twice a year. So
they look real.
Yeah, so that like when they look all sad and droopy, it's just like another one. Because she's like, well, one, I'm not gonna like go to my kid's bedroom, open the second floor window, and like water some plants, obviously. But two, she's like, we don't do outside stuff.
Well, it's so smart. Like, and it looks so. I want white hydrangeas, which are so moody with the sun and heat. Yes. Like, so I just want to do fake ones, and it'll look so pretty from
planting real flowers. First of all, the first year we moved into our house, which. So Good Friday is like our day of like outdoors, so that's coming up. This year will be the first year where I'm like probably just watching. But the first year we lived there, I was like so eager and like, okay, we're gonna do all plant all these flowers.
Like
we bought like 30 something flowers. I got about 10 in, and I went, oh my gosh, this is gonna take. And now we only do maybe like 6 at a time, and I didn't realize how much coverage they can get too. So you really don't need a lot.
The time of year to do this, but if you can plant bulbs, it's like you do that in fall usually, or late fall, sometimes early winter, depending on the flower. But if you can do bulbs, then you've got like tulips and daffodils that come back up like every year, and you don't have to do that. And then your annual ones you can just do in like flower pots and boxes.
Yeah, we're waiting for our annual ones to see how well. Like right now they're coming back and whatnot, and we're seeing them. So we're like, okay, we'll take a look, see which ones survived, especially the storm. Like our bushes finally are getting green again because those died, which those are expensive too.
Bushes are so expensive.
Landscaping is just expensive.
No, it's crazy. But we're waiting to do that, and if anything else, we're for sure doing like fresh mulch, which is I don't know if that's a tip on here, but fresh mulch,
it does mean.
Especially if you're about to list your home, like that makes it's huge, and it's really easy.
We just bought some from a Boy Scout, so we have like 3 huge bags.
That's a good idea.
That's a good idea.
Support local.
Yeah. Love that.
I would have been like, can I also pay you to put it out?
Yeah, right now, but Chris loves being in the does all the landscaping.
So here's our next tip.
You can add window shutters. So I think this kind of goes along with the flower boxes too. But again, depending on the style of your home, I think whether or not you have siding or brick or whatever, shutters look good with a lot of styles of home. Whether or not you go with a painted shutter or they make cedar shutters, so all kinds of things. They're just decorative, and they really kind of help add some character to the front of your house.
Definitely change the elevation look.
For
absolutely.
Sure.
Another thing that adds a lot is my neighbors just did that. They added the path lights along walkways and their driveway, and I noticed it when I was taking the trash out last night. Like, it looks so good, and that's something that like a little detail that is easy and quick to do, but it does change the look.
Even like lighting in the landscaping or on the what is it called? Landscape lighting? Yeah.
Uplighting.
Lights and trees.
I love it. Uplighting.
So we're gonna get trees along the back, like line of our house or of the lot,
the property.
And Pat wants those like uplighting in the trees because they look so pretty.
Huge difference.
We used to have to replace our path lighting a couple times a year because our lawn crew would like mow over them sometimes. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like. Ours, like I liked like stainless steel accents on the outsides. Like all of our stuff was done in stainless steel, so I had really cool stainless steel ones, and they would get mowed over.
That's expensive. I'd be like contacting them like,
hey. Come fix this.
Yeah.
I think we changed lawn crews, and then we went through 3. And
so up lighting, any kind of lighting, even the light fixtures that
Coach
hang.
Lights,
you can update those.
Or the string lights, like on pergola.
Ooh, I love those. Yeah, we did that a couple years ago to our back patio, and it's just so enjoyable.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
With like an outdoor seating area. We have those at our new house, but our old house, our squirrels would tear up any lighting that we put up. They were so annoying. Hank misses the squirrels over there.
Miss the
squirrels. They don't come.
Of course,
they don't come around as much at our new house.
A good thing to do also for talking about porches is to power wash your cushions. This is something that we're going to be doing for our back porch, washing and power washing all the cushions.
It's like actually one of my favorite things. So I will take like a dish sponge, but like one of the ones that has like a scouring side, and I mix like soap and water in a bucket. There's something else that you can put in it, not vinegar, but it helps with it being an outdoor. Even with outdoor fabrics, it's like good just to eat it off because it gets all like the kind of mold and mildew and type stuff like that off of it. Yeah,
this past weekend I made the kids, it was so nice outside. It was one of our like first really nice days. I got them in their bathing suits, got all those like metal chairs we have out back, and we just washed and scrubbed them with like dish soap, I guess, not detergent, vinegar, thieves, and warm water, and I literally just put them to work. But it was good to like get the spiders off, get the dirt off. So
for sure.
Another one is to update your potted plants. Like in winter, I know some people do like poinsettias or something like that that's outside of like ferns. I think are popular in like fall, or mums in fall. Now's a good time to either get your hydrangea or something with color, basically. So in fall and winter you want it to be kind of like more of like an evergreen type product, and now you want something that's gonna flower and bloom.
Great one. And then also like your garage doors, especially if you have like a front forward facing garage door, giving that a good fresh. There's also garage door hardware that you can add. Have you guys seen like there's even like magnetic like little so if you want to do something even less expensive,
so it's more carriage.
It may not survive. I wouldn't say it would survive very well in like storm, but maybe.
Magnet, I'm sure it's a really strong magnet.
Color hardware, you can really change the look of that on your garage door. So that's another tip.
That's the thing I noticed too. A lot of people, like, when they will sometimes paint their house and not paint the garage to match, like a coordinated color. Right? It should, so it typically should match the trim. It shouldn't match like your soffit fascia. Unless it's wood stain, but otherwise it should match the trim color, which most people should have 2 different colors on the outside of their home.
So let's talk about those more expensive things, because like those are all little things, but like you just mentioned, so if you really want to go all in with updating your curb appeal, is the trim. I mean, updating the trim paint, painting the house, all the trim, even if it's the same color, but you're just freshening it up. Like Texas heat, like I would say 5 years. Every 5 years you need to do that.
And your gutter should match your trim color.
Yeah, for sure.
Gosh, unless you want to do like a fun little look at that.
Gutter should match the trim color.
Yeah.
It's like, it's so bad when I see them that don't match. I'm like, paint them. And if you get new gutters installed, they'll let you when I worked for builders and we were designing, we had like a ring of like different metals, and so like we would pick the metal that matched the trim color the best. But I mean, if have been in your home for years and years and years, you're not getting new ones installed, you can just paint them to match.
Well, speaking of gutters too, like I think right now, like we're about to get someone out to check our roof. I think we have a roof leak. Which it's like everything's happening now that we're about to have a baby. So you should, we just came through storm season, so it doesn't hurt to have a roofer come out and just kind of do a free evaluation on your roof. Now, don't let them oversell you and think you need a brand new roof just because there's a little bit of damage. But use a reputable company. All of us have reputable companies that will tell you nothing needs to be done, or this, you could do this, but it's not important. But I would say get that checked. Gutters, you guys mentioned cleaning out your gutters. Now's a great time to do all that. We just had all the leaves fall recently, so you need to get all those out of the gutters.
For sure.
So that's another tip. And then fencing. I was gonna bring up fencing. We need to restain our fence. It's been 5 years. It's at that time. Texas heat is taking a toll. So not only does it help with the look of it, obviously it's cosmetic, but it's going to help with the overall timeline of
the lifespan of
the lifespan of the wood and whatnot too. So
we're getting our fence like restained and fixed tomorrow, so it's good. Just all the little home maintenance and making sure your home is looking pretty.
And staining your deck if you have a deck or pergola, it's fading.
Yeah. And these are all things like I think you don't have to do every year, but if once a year you pick one big project and then do all the little projects, like it really can make a big difference.
Yeah, another one that, which as we talked about power washing several times, again, like making sure that all of your windows are clean, going into.
For this.
Yeah. So, and they like nowadays like they make something that will attach to your water hose that has a cleaner in it that like cycles the water through that first before it even hits the windows. So it helps kind of like clean that up quite a bit.
Yeah.
That way you're not like really having to like worry about trying to get up further and clean them or something like that.
I love it. Yep. Yeah, not only does this help with like obviously making your house look good, but this kind of upkeep, doing this every year, once a year, is going to help with the resale value. I mean, everything we said, I think is going to help with resale.
For sure.
Yeah. Then kind of like the last one, it's another one of the bigger projects, but if you do have flower beds in the front and they have like that kind of like the metal that traces the outline, that metal border, another kind of a big one to do that, like I have one of my listings coming up is doing that because a lot of other people in the neighborhood have done that, and so like he's doing it to match
like
kind
adding
of like,
stone
and adding brick or stone as that border, so it's a more permanent border, and that's something you do probably want to hire a professional because you want to make sure that it still allows for proper drainage. So upgrading something like that, again, it's more of an investment. It's not something you'll probably do on your own, but if you're thinking about selling, it's again something that makes like a huge impression, especially if a lot of your neighbors or neighbors on each side have something like that, and then you've got metal. Makes a difference.
And it's a pretty inexpensive thing. I mean, you're not tearing out anything, crazy.
You're not buying like a whole truckload of stone or anything like that.
Yeah. So I think that's all we had on our list. Was there anything else with curb appeal? We want you guys to have the prettiest houses in the neighborhood, so keeping them up.
That's it. Trimming the trees, just making sure everything's
trim the trees.
Landscape or just clean.
Landscaping, fresh paint can go a long way, and then those little hardware pieces,
lighting, all that good stuff.
All adds
Absolutely.
up. So that is this week's episode, y'all, on curb appeal, and we will see you next week.
Sounds good. Bye, guys.
Bye.